something. I don't know. Yeah.
On this, on mine.
You still hear me?
All the way
All
up.
the way, all the way off. See? Can you hear me? Okay. You let me know, Daryl. Okay, good morning and welcome to General Finance for June 3rd. Identification of the media. I don't see any. Any changes, deletions to the agenda? I'm going to remove number 6. If there's no other ones, can I have a mover to move the agenda? Moved by Elena, second by Melba. All in favor? Be opposed? See none, carried. Delegations for today. And now we have for adoption of the minutes. Those guys are here? I don't see them. And they're telling me the health and wellness, there's a Haudenosaunee health. So did somebody add them? Okay, I just don't have it. I understand. I took this one off.
Okay, so I'll let them know that
No, I took this whole thing off.
they have a delegation.
I didn't know they had a delegation. No, I didn't know they had a delegation because they should have been up here in number 3. I took number 6 off because they didn't go through the due diligence. They didn't need to go through the proper channels for that one. So Nathan. So my understanding, I guess, we do have a delegation. So the delegation should have been put here. So is it okay if they, Haudenosaunee Health comes in? Yep, presents and there will be no motion. Is that okay? Helen?
Yeah, this is okay. This has been happening too many times without Land's membership knowing. So what we're proposing at Land's membership is that we develop a process for land set aside. They come to council and ask for land set aside. They don't even talk to Land's membership to find out if anybody's using it or what's going on, if there's issues or anything. They just come here and we don't know anything. We just approve it. We don't even hardly ask any question. So we need to have a process. Whoever wants land set aside, they gotta go through Land's membership first. Then it can come to council.
So, yeah,
And
so
then Land's membership would make a recommendation to us to set it aside or not. I know, and another thing that we're finding out is when people want land set aside, they're asking for a lot of land, but they don't even need to use a lot of land. If, like, say, for example, I know Arlisson's got land set aside on 4th Line, and it's quite a bundle of acres. I think it's like 30 acres or 40 acres or something that she wants to build these houses on. But she's not building that many houses. She's only building like 5, I think. And all she needs is room for the housing and parking lot. She doesn't need 30 acres of land. But that's what she's asking. That's what she got. Now I understand she's gonna come and ask for some more land to build some more houses. So why can't she not use the 4th Line land to build those, like all the houses that she needs? There's enough there to do that. So we really gotta start looking at this because there's issues, sometimes there's issues with the land and sometimes there's not. And so I want a process established for land set aside that everybody has to follow. Because there's, you know,
So-
sometimes Lori gets phone calls and people aren't happy because they want land set aside and she can't make that decision. But she can recommend to us after she finds, they gotta go there first, and then Lori will make recommendations to council about setting the land aside.
Okay, yeah. So we did, remove number 6
Yeah,
from there.
so these people gotta go to land membership first.
And, I was just talking to Beck and she had no information that they were coming to present today. That's why it's not in delegation. So I'm a little mixed up here, but if they are here and want to present, it's
So
okay, let
How
them
did it get on the agenda?
to present. It came from health, I guess.
So
So-
the agenda team needs to realize too, whoever they may be, that there has to be a process in place for land set aside. Don't put it on here until it's been through that process.
Yes, agree.
Because once we approve it, then they can go tell, council approved it. And we're not even asking questions about the land itself when we do this. I know that because we've done it before.
Okay, I have Dean. Hazel, then we'll ask them to come in.
I just want to say about processes, it seemed like at our last lands membership committee meeting, Helen, remember, we didn't know how to send stuff there and we said that we would ask Nathan to get Amy to write out those processes as was expected. That has never happened. And I think what's happening now is some people have their own thoughts on the processes specifically, but everybody else doesn't. It doesn't mean that somebody just came and put themselves on the agenda. It means that even us don't know the full processes as it's supposed to be laid out for all of us. If you got one person who thinks they know, if they have the right information, we should all be sharing it, not just a few people. Thanks.
Nathan?
Yeah, just to give an update, I talked with Amy and we're coming back with kind of that process, hopefully by the end of this week. But I'm also meeting with, on the request of Lori Miller, to nail down the land set aside process, because that's never been kind of identified. So we're meeting, actually, I'm just looking at my schedule, we're meeting tomorrow on that, and I believe then that goes to the Lands and Membership Committee.
Okay, Audrey?
I
And
guess
then-
my question is, where does the land manager fit in all of this? Person who's supposed to be deciding where, or recommending where the best place for certain buildings should be set.
Yeah, like I said, I'm meeting with the Lands Membership tomorrow, to develop that process.
Okay,
Well, to start developing it, we will want to begin that meeting, and then I believe then it goes to the Lands Membership Political Committee.
yeah, the process, I agree with Hazel, there's so many processes that aren't fleshed out yet that you go and do and you're not doing the right thing. And decision making is one of the biggest ones I would like to address. You know,
Okay, so Nathan's going to bring them in and we'll listen to their presentation. It was all in your Dropbox, I guess? Just a slideshow, just a short slideshow. Mm-hmm. Good morning. Yes. So we do have your slide presentation. And yeah, Beck's gonna put it on the screen for you. So you have a half hour, so 20 minutes to present and 10 minutes for questions. Okay? So the floor is yours whenever you guys are ready. It's gonna come up on the screen. Just, yep, grab your mic, push the button, a red light will come on.
Good morning, all. For all of you who are not familiar with me, I've been at this table a few times over the course of the years. My name is Colleen Montour. Lived on Six Nations my whole life. And the reason we're here today is my background is radiology. So I have worked in X-ray, CT, and MRI for over 30 years. And throughout the whole time of my career, I always knew that I wanted to bring this back to Six Nations Air. So now we are in an opportunity to be able to acquire licensing for MR and CT. And with Michelle Jonathan here, I'll let her introduce herself. We joined a partnership together to incorporate Haudenosaunee Health.
Good morning. So I've been a nuclear medicine technologist for over 30 years, started off at the Hamilton General and now currently at the Brantford General. Along with Colleen, we're partners in the Haudenosaunee Health Services. And we're also casual Indigenous navigators at Brantford General too, just to help out people that are in need after surgery or just coming into the hospital. But yes, we're coming to present because we feel we're in a good position to help the community out.
So going with the slide here that we have, the Ministry of Health is in charge of the licensing. So that's been the barrier over the course of the years that we weren't able to bring diagnostic imaging to the reserve. So now, being that it's been over 10 years since the ministry has released licensing for MR and CT for any licensing, recently the Ford government passed Bill 60, which means that they are going to release licensing, the amount I'm unsure of, to communities of high need and to help eliminate the wait times that are existing currently. So being that I work in MRI, the wait times currently in Brantford, some patients are waiting up to a year for their MRI. Hamilton, I do believe, is a little bit more for their MRs. So that's what we want to be able to do, is we want to be able to bring that modality, MR and CT, into our community. So the ministry, Michelle and I have been attending webinars with the ministry for the last month. And what they'll be doing is releasing the application access within probably the next couple weeks, if not this week. And we have currently, throughout the course of this time, Michelle and I have collaborated with many different entities. Most importantly, Deb with Six Nations Health is one collaboration that we feel is vital and important to being able to access and deliver this service. Another one is Six Nations Polytechnic, because being able to just go and put up a building is one thing. We want to be able to ensure that we have an investment into this service. So with Six Nations Polytechnic, they'll be able to educate healthcare professionals. And then that in turn will be able to be employed within our service. So it's an investment, and it's planting those seeds of opportunity. So we have recently, over the course of the last probably 6 months, we have obtained legal representation through Blake's law firm. They will be the firm that's going to be helping us fill out the application for the licensing for MR and CT. And on June 10th, we have invited Deloitte to come down to help assist us with a sustainable business plan. So in this slide here, this is the basic, the streamline that we want to be able to go. We want to be able to, Haudenosaunee Health wants to be able to acquire the licensing for the MR and CT. We are in a position where we are looking at funding to be able to purchase the equipment, the building, and potentially potential space for expanded health services. What we are asking Six Nations elected council for is to designate a lot to be able to do this within our territory. But with Six Nations Health, we want to be able to have a collaboration, an ongoing working relationship with Six Nations Health to be able to expand our health services and increase that access to our community. So these are just our goals that we've been working on. The educational opportunity is key. That is vital for the success of this venture and this vision. We have had discussions, like I said, with Six Nations Polytechnic, McMaster University, and through Polytech, we will have access with Mohawk College. So that's going to be important. That's like key to have this, this service delivered within our community. We've also worked over the course of the years with GREAT and OSTTC. That again is another important component because we have these employment services right in our community, and they will be the ones to help organize and I guess deliver training services for our community. And like I said earlier, we will have Deloitte assisting us with a sustainable health business plan. And the entire project will provide every opportunity of employment for our community from the construction phase to operational phase. That's also very, very key and important to our community, is to ensure that we have as much involvement as we have skilled tradespeople in our community. We can educate our own, and we can also employ our own. That way we take care of our own. So that brings us to today. I know I'm missing a lot, but since we have a short time frame here, Haudenosaunee Health is seeking acknowledgement and support for establishing a working relationship with Deborah Jonathan, Director of Wellbeing. We believe that collaborating with Deborah will greatly benefit the vision and contribute to our shared goals for development of independent health services and diagnostic imaging. Through this, we can share effective line of communications within all health services. Yeah.
Okay, Deb, did you want to add anything?
So I've been working with Michelle and Colleen for about the last, I'd say, 2 months, just getting updated on their plan. I believe they've came to council previously for the same request. We're at a different point in time than previous years, though, with the announcement of the Ontario Health opening up the possibility for licensing. We've never been at that point in time until now. I believe they also have investors in Deloitte who are looking at funding, participating in the funding of the construction of a building, as well as the equipment to actually have a diagnostic clinic. We'd start out with MRI and CT, and then as licenses are issued or available, we'd also look at going after X-ray, ultrasound. I'd also like to see a more definitive plan for lab type work. Right now, the only one that we're utilizing is through ISK, which is our lab services here. It isn't provincial, it's federal. So being able to also look at down the line, having a provincial license to actually work closer with Life Labs and having a satellite clinic here as well. So there's the potential for a lot when it comes to diagnostic imaging. I'm looking more from it at the point of space. I think with the situation we're in with a lot of our health facilities right now, and if we have the opportunity for this, to create more space for our health service department, that would be ideal. What I like about this plan is a sustainability plan associated with it, where we want to hire our own. We want to really encourage our youth to consider career in health and working with Polytech, McMaster and Mohawk to get people into education and come out to be able to support this type of work. I think that's a bonus on top of having the service in our community.
Great. Questions? Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Colleen, Michelle, for coming in. As you know, the application for the license is, it's not a given, right? We know that. I know the Chief Hill had the opportunity to meet with, Minister Sylvia Jones. And, this was, one of the top items that were discussed. The thing is that because of our needs are so great, we were asking or requesting, a set aside specific for First Nations, health centers. We did not get a firm commitment on that, but what happened was, we did emphasize that our needs are much greater than other regions that surround us, specifically to health, testing, and actually navigating through all those testing centers and getting the proper testing done at a proper time, and also follow-up. She did take that into account in saying that these applications will also, there will be a category in this application for based on need. And of course, and you'll be doing that in your application form. The other thing too, is we emphasize that it would release the pressure on other health centers so that other health centers wouldn't feel the pressure from us. As you know, Brantford, the largest catchment area for Brantford Hospital is south, and we're south. So they do see a lot of our patients. It's good that I know that Polytech will be involved with training and education. That's a positive, and we put that forth to her as well. So the other thing too is that it would be also made available to other patients other than First Nations. So that was all positive on her part. The thing too is that I think that financial costs and site development and all that, and O&M equipment, I think is probably your next stage in presenting to council. I think prior to any set aside for land, but and I think you're working on that now. And my question is Deloitte giving you all the financial information that's required for us to move forward?
So what is planned for, Greg, is on June 10th, we have invited Deloitte representatives, and they're bringing a team of approximately 6 people to be able to come and help and assist with the financial portion of it. We're also having the Ministry of Health representative, Nikki George, who is the Indigenous representative under the Ministry of Health. She'll be in attendance. So with Deloitte coming, they're going to be able to offer and give us guidance in terms of the financial portion of it to ensure that it's a sustainable business plan. So, moving forward there, this will all be clearly collaborated with Six Nations Elected Council and specifically DEP.
Any other questions, Dale? Then Helen.
You, is Deloitte or someone else also coming along to be like the engineering firm in regards to the civil work that is required that Greg had mentioned?
There's many different opportunities and ventures that we can go down with that, Dale. Clearly, they are capable of helping with that portion of it, yes.
Helen?
So if this gets off the ground, is this gonna be part of our health department? Or is this a private business?
This will be an independent business.
So it's a private business.
It's independent, so yes, but that's no different than the pharmacy or the methadone clinic that's on first line or second line. So those are independent facilities also.
Well,
But the Bill 60, that's what that is specifically for, is for independent health facilities. It's under a new title now, the Independent Health Service.
so would it be under But council, so if it's independent, that means council really has nothing to do with it.
In terms of models and operations and policies and procedures, we'll definitely collaborate with Six Nations Health to be able to do that. But if you're talking about operational and
Well, the reason I'm asking is because normally Six Nations doesn't designate land to private business.
well, this is an opportunity for us to make a change, because where we are right now with our community, and I'm speaking as a community member, we need to kind of look at a different lens to be able to see how we can improve our health services. And by having this discussion with elected council and working, collaboratively with Deb, this is an opportunity for us to be able to deliver a different model of healthcare. So, it wouldn't be specifically owned just solely by Haudenosaunee Health and Diagnostic Imaging. The services on there are going to be a part of Six Nations Health also.
Elena?
You mentioned investors. Are those investors looking for an ownership stake in your business?
No, the investors actually, so what it is, it's a loan opportunity for Haudenosaunee Health to be able to acquire. The investors, if you want to say, are fully aware of the ownership, I guess, structure on the reserve there, knowing that they cannot own any of the services. So it would basically be Haudenosaunee Health going and acquiring a loan to be able to run this service.
Yep, go ahead, Elena.
In the, on the agenda, it does say that you're looking for a transfer of a parcel of land to Haudenosaunee Health's ownership. So is that clear, or is that accurate or no?
This is something that we would like to be able to do, is have it in the ownership of Haudenosaunee Health and Six Nations Health. So it would still be services, because what our vision is to be able to put a building up with diagnostic imaging under Haudenosaunee Health, but also be able to build additional space for Six Nations Health to expand there. So whether it would be ownership under Haudenosaunee Health and Six Nations Health, that would be something that would have to be discussed.
Any other questions or comments? Melba?
Yeah, I think I'm sure the community will find this a really needed expansion. We've certainly take advantage of, Brantford General and Simcoe quite often, Hamilton, so, considering the, many elders that we have and the sickness is, every time you talk to somebody's sick with their knees or with their hips or stomach, various health problems in our community related to various things, of course. So I think this will be a welcome, and I guess the connections that you have is really great. And with more people getting into the health field, that is really great. And I'm sure these educational facilities will be of great help, and certainly letting the community know and the people that are in education to expand into the health services sector. Thank you.
Hazel?
Yeah, in terms of, needing land, I guess you call it a set aside or whatever. And the fact that, what Helen has said about, banned lands don't, share with the, private. I think this thing is so important that we need to look beyond what's established, because you can change protocols if this governing body wants to. It's something that our community needs, and in order for health to advance to the needs of our people, we have to be able to work with them. And like Greg says, there's such things as leases, like the fire stations have lease. I don't know what you call it, what all their stations are. There's ways to work with stuff rather than to just look and think that, well, you don't fit into this category. We got to think bigger and farther beyond those things that are stipulations right now on paper. So I just want to support this idea because our community needs it. Thank you.
Elena?
Along the lines of how the community would benefit, how would community members be prioritized?
So according to the Canada Health Act, we have in Canada universal health care, which basically means everybody has access to equal opportunities for health services. The model of this diagnostic imaging, we can't go forward with that, saying that we are going to service our own people first. But because it's within our community, we can construct a template with our scheduling that we can have our community members being able to access. And so it's just a matter of being able to structure that template for our schedule. But it is possible, but we can't go forward with that, saying that, because then that goes against the Canadian Health Act stating that we're going to put people first, because then what if somebody has money that wants to come and get it first? You can't do that either. So we can do it, absolutely, but we can't go forward being that that's going to be the main reason why we want to build this. Does that make sense?
Okay, any other questions or comments? If not, can I have a mover to accept his information?
I'll do that. I'll move to accept this information.
Okay, moved by Dale. Seconder? Second by Greg. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, let's go to number 4, adoption of general finance meetings for April 15th. Is there a mover? Is there a mover? Moved by Helen, seconder, second by Dale, all in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. So let's go to number 5. ISC, comprehensive funding agreements, amendments for 116, 118, and 119. Jennifer?
Good morning. So we received 3 amendments since the last general finance for our agreement with ISC. So the first one, 116, is for $18,725. It's for income assistance, funerals and burials. It's a reimbursement. The second one for 118 is child and family services for $5,068,203. And the final one, 119, is post-secondary education for $201,906.80. You will notice that 117 is not listed there, and that's because that was just a change in reporting requirements. So it was a notification from ISC. So that one will not be forthcoming.
A move by Dale, seconder, second by Audrey, all in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Waive second reading, moved by Dale, second by Audrey, all in favor? Anybody opposed? See none, carried. Question, Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. I just had a question about the post-secondary education. How does that play out? Like, in specifically, I just wanted to know, is that 201,000 or 202,000 specific for our students? Or is that for the operations of post-secondary?
That's for a flow through for post-secondary.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Okay, that wraps to the number 7. That ends today's open. So can I have a motion to adjourn to go to in-camera? No, I don't have. That one's for, no, not that one. Yep. No, that's it. So can I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Hazel, second by Melba. All in favor? Anybody opposed? See none carried. Thank you for joining us this morning and have a great day.